Hello and welcome back to Heat Digest. On this episode, we're recapping the Miami Heat's dominating win over the Los Angeles Lakers, as well as giving praise to the best coach in the NBA, Erik Spoelstra. I'll talk about how and why on this episode of Heat Digest. January 3rd, just 2 days ago, the Miami Heat simply just beat up the Los Angeles Lakers, with the Lakers being at home. Now, I'm going to pull open the box score as there's something I want to highlight, as this was a legitimate team effort from the Miami Heat. If you look here, we have 8 different players in double figures, and the only players not to score 10 or more points are just the 4 players who played just one single minute of basketball against the Lakers. Jaime Jaquez Jr. added 16 points, 8 assists, a steal, and a block with a plus-minus of plus 24 for the Miami Heat. Tyler Hero, Bam Adebayo, Nikola Jovic all played extremely well in the starting positions. Jovic starting just his second game in his NBA career, with Jimmy Butler and Hayward Highsmith both being absent with injury. K Love added 10 points, 14 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal, and a block with a minus of plus 11 in this game off the bench, along with Duncan Robinson and Josh Richardson, both giving 13 and 10 respectively, also off the bench. Overall, a team effort from the Miami Heat. No other way to slice it. But they did get, I won't say lucky, but they did get fortunate, as the Lakers were simply abysmal. And they were abysmal from the behind the three-point line once again this season. Going 4 of 30 from behind the three-point line, the Lakers were, which is 13%. Simply, I don't care who you are or who you are playing against, that will never get the job done in today's NBA game, as the three-point shot is far too crucial and too important to each and every team night in and night out in order to get victories. And 13% will never get it done. For the Miami Heat, they shot 16 of 42, which is just under 40% at 38%. That will get it done, and it did get it done, as we were victorious in this game. I will mention we did get beat on the rebounding battle 39-50. Despite that, we did win the turnover battle 10-22 Laker turnovers. But despite those 22 Laker turnovers the Miami Heat were able to cause, we were only able to turn that into 6 Miami Heat points, as the Lakers were able to turn 10 of our turnovers into 22 of their own points. Simply, that is not going to be able to fly game in and game out for the Miami Heat, as we are statistically one of the worst teams with turnovers in the league, as we turn it over at a very high clip from game to game. This game, we're finally able to cut down on turnovers, and it still resulted in 22 Laker points. If that's the case, if we're only turning the ball over 10 times, and we're able to turn them over 22 times, and we're still getting beat out on points off of turnovers, there's a red flag, and something has to be done about it. Good job on not turning the ball over, but we got to capitalize when we turn them over, and we cannot be so lackluster when turning the ball over and allowing them to get points off of those turnovers. Here's another graphic highlighting the same stats I just mentioned in just a much cleaner and easier way to read. Again, we got beat on the rebounding battle. We won the turnover battle. Despite the turnover battle, we lost the points off of turnovers. But it all comes back to the three-point shot and how abysmal the Lakers really were shooting the ball from behind the three-point line. So I will say the Lakers were just simply awful, and the Miami Heat, with a great, spectacular team effort overall, were able to get the job done. Fortunately, due to the Lakers' lackluster three-point shooting. Last thing I want to highlight about this game from a player standpoint is Jaime Jaquez Jr. Yes, I mentioned him earlier in the box score with a plus-minus of plus 24, the 8 assists, a steal, and a block, 16 points. Great stuff offensively. But the defense. Played LeBron James on defense, back and forth. They were matched up offensive and defensively. He held them to 4 of 9 shooting from the field, 0 of 4 from the three-point line, and caused 2 turnovers from the great King LeBron James. It's great to see a rookie gain these minutes, gain this experience in playing against such legitimate talent. Not that there's not legit talent on every team in the NBA, but there's not a lot of LeBron James. There's not a lot of Anthony Davises. It's good to have our 22-year-old rookie who has he's played a longer career in the NBA than he did in college, because the college seasons are only like 18 games long or 30 games long, whatever it is. has already played a longer season in the NBA up to this point, just a quarter of the way into it, than he has in college. Looking so good, not being heavily fatigued game in and game out, accepting the challenge regardless of whether it be LeBron James, Brandon Ingram, Jason Tatum, whoever it is, he's always willing to accept this battle. And against LeBron James, he did a great job in 39 minutes of basketball played. They weren't all against LeBron, obviously, as LeBron sat. But Jaquez putting his best foot forward along with this great Miami Heat team who's really just showing how great they are without their biggest piece in Jimmy Butler. Now, let's get to some comments made by Darvin Ham, and how great Erik Spoelstra is in comparison to him and really the rest of the NBA and the coaching staffs throughout the NBA. Now, if we look at this, wrong thing. Darvin Ham, after the Lakers lost at home to the Miami Heat, Darvin Ham says the Lakers missing multiple rotation players is more impactful than the Heat missing, and I quote, big dog, end of quote, like Jimmy Butler. Now, is he trying to take some of the stress off of himself and his Laker team as they dropped a game at home, losing another one out of the last 10? They haven't been too successful after the play-in tournament and winning the championship, if you will, in the play-in tournament. People are starting to point fingers at Darvin Ham, and LeBron James didn't answer questions after the game, skipped media, went right home. It's not looking too good in Los Angeles, but it's looking real good in Miami, that's for sure, because we have Erik Spoelstra to coach in this team, and he is simply the best coach in the NBA. And highlighting him in comparison to Darvin Ham makes it even more clear, as Darvin Ham is really just a position holder, as he's not going to be the head coach for the Lakers all that much longer because he simply can't get it done. They're shooting way too many threes. They're not making any of them, and they're complaining about missing pieces and how without rotation players, certain rotation players, they're on the bad end of the stick because they don't have enough pieces, and fatigue's an issue, and injuries are an issue, and this and that. Erik Spoelstra's never used this complaint, and we have played the majority of our games this season without Jimmy Butler. With Hayward Highsmith has missed a majority of the time. We missed a lot of time of Tyler Hero, 4 weeks to be exact, with an ankle injury. Bam Adebayo missed 2 weeks with a hip injury, just came back. He's in his 10th day back since the hip injury, playing exceptionally well, if I don't mind me adding. Tyler, obviously, I just mentioned. Duncan Robinson missed some time with an illness and some ankle problems. Kyle Lowry, this was his first game back in a 3-game stretch, as he was sitting on the bench with Jimmy Butler with injury or whatever it was, fatigue. We're making wins. We're getting wins. And you never hear Erik Spoelstra complain, we're shorthanded, man. That's why we lost this game. Yeah, we're on a road trip. It's just real tough. We're shorthanded, fatigues. Nothing. None of that. I've mentioned this before. Erik Spoelstra has made he's made and put out 17 different lineups this NBA season. Just this season with this current team, we have played 17 different starting lineups, 17 overall different lineups in collective, and it's resulting in wins. It's resulting in the statement of going into the game is next man up. Doesn't matter if it's Jaquez, Lowry, Duncan Robinson, Hayward Highsmith when he's active, Jimmy when he's active, Tyler Hero, Kevin Love. Kevin Love had 10 points and 14 rebounds against the Lakers. He's coming off the bench playing like 18 minutes a game. And that's stretching it, because when we have all our players, he's not playing 18 to 25 minutes. He's in there playing his role. He's filling minutes, giving Bam the ability to sit and rest. When Hayward Highsmith, those minutes go down even more because he's another power forward, small forward player that we can put in there. I know the lineup would be smaller, but it works with the abilities that we have on the floor at once. Simply, Erik Spoelstra is, if not the best coach in the NBA now, he's top 2, top 3, and I genuinely think he should win the Coach of the Year at this rate. If he continue this winning throughout the rest of this season, and they don't go through some awful stretches, like we had a 2-game stretch against the Jazz and the Clippers where we dropped 2 games in a row. It seemed like fatigue was a big issue. Yes, we didn't have these players active, and Jimmy Butler, Hayward Highsmith, and all these other, and Kyle Lowry. You never heard it from Erik Spoelstra. I made those excuses for us as a Miami Heat fan, someone that covers the Miami Heat. This could be a big indicator on why we're dropping these 2 games. Yes, we're on the road. We're going from hotel to hotel. We're on a plane when we're not in the hotel or playing. Like, that could be an issue. You never hear it from our leader. Next man up. And this was a perfect example of next man up, as we had, like I highlighted already, 8 players with 10 or more points. The 4 players who didn't give us 10 or more points only logged 1 single minute of basketball played. Last thing I want to highlight for you. Shams tweeted the following morning. This was yesterday morning after the loss for the Lakers, the win for Miami, obviously. There's currently a growing disconnection between Darvin Ham and the Lakers locker room, stemming from disjointedness and rotation and adjustments. It's not looking good for Darvin Ham. It's not. Oops. As he is simply losing the locker room, as he's putting blame on things other than himself, and overall just saying, we're not playing hard enough. We're not shooting well. We're not doing this well enough. We're saying, yeah, we're shorthanded, so yeah, it's not really our fault. Listen, you have the opportunity to make a lineup to put forth your players in the best position to win, regardless of whether or not someone is out, someone is injured, whatever it may be. You have to put your team in the best position to win as the head coach. Erik Spoelstra has done that day in and day out, and he has been nothing but the perfect role model for someone like Darvin Ham to look at and to look up to as a head coaching figure. Because Erik Spoelstra, again, 17 different lineups, no matter if we're shorthanded, if we're under severe fatigue, at home, on the road, doesn't matter who we're playing. He's cooking something up. He's putting his best foot forward. He's asking and requesting for the team that he's putting out there to step up. Yeah, hey, guys, we don't have Jimmy Butler. I need you guys to step up. Show me that you guys are NBA players. Show me you want more minutes even when Jimmy comes back. Jaime Jaquez Jr. has done nothing short of that. Hey, Jimmy's not playing. You're going to get the majority of the starts. And if it's not you, it might be Orlando Robinson. It might be Nikola Jovic, depending on the lineup, depending on who we're playing. Show me that you want it. Game in and game out. That rookie, that 22-year-old rookie, accepts the challenge and goes out there and does what is requested of him, along with the rest of the team. Because it's not just him. It's an entire team effort from the Miami Heat. And they're all being led by the great Erik Spoelstra, who I think is the best coach in the NBA, and it's not close. If he's not 1, he's 2. And I couldn't tell you who number 1 is if he isn't it. So that's my case for Erik Spoelstra, Coach of the Year. Bam for Defensive Player of the Year, because every game in, he seems like he's making a case for it. Thanks for watching. You'll catch me on another episode where we highlight maybe we're getting Siakam, or maybe even Donovan Mitchell, maybe even Tyus Jones. We'll cover the report that's saying those things and break it all down on the next episode of Heat Digest. Remember to like and subscribe to stay up to date on all things Miami Heat. Thanks again for watching.